Bush and me back, and now we're here to talk about the Sunday divisional round playoff games.
Started off, first game, Texans at Chiefs. These teams have only played once prior in the postseason. Chiefs won that game 30-0. That was in 2015 wildcard game. That's the largest margin the Chiefs have ever won by. But more importantly for this year, these two teams played earlier this year.
Week 6?
In October. And the Houston went into Kansas City and won 31-24.
It's going to be a little different this time around. It's playoff atmosphere. It's going to be a little chilly.
Yeah, not going to catch them off guard. Everybody's focused on this game. In that game, though, Kansas City was up 17-3 in the first quarter.
I think Deshaun Watson thrives in that position. Because last week against the, who did they play? The Bills. They were out, 16-0. Yeah. 16-0. So, yeah.
So Houston went in and won, but we think it's going to be a little different this time around. In that game, Houston held Kansas City to 53 rushing yards. I look for Andy Reid to have a little more complex game plan here.
He needs to.
Not just have Mahomes dropping back every time. Screens will help. Watt's back, so he's going to have that pass rush up. Mix in some screens. Get the running game going.
They're going to have to.
Feed the rock.
Feed Damian Williams.
Damian Williams needs to step up.
He's actually, he has the speed to beat you outside, but he's pretty good inside the tackles as well. I had the opportunity to play with Damian back in Miami. He was a good compliment to Jay Ajayi. He's really good in the screen game too, and he can definitely make the big play. They're going to have to get Damian Williams involved, just like you were saying a second ago. Don't let Patrick Mahomes drop back 40, 45, 50 times in this game, because that's not how you win games come playoff time. Now, I'm not saying you can't, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult.
Because he is pretty good at ad-libbing if something breaks down.
Yes, he is. But, Watt is back.
Yeah.
He's going to be finding a way to get after these guys. I'm my biggest question mark right now for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Tell it to me.
I think it's the defense. What are they going to do to contain Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson, I remember going back and looking through the games. Deshaun Watson, in the third quarter, third quarter, he was so on rhythm, getting the ball out on time. That's the Deshaun Watson I like to see. I don't like to see the Deshaun Watson that is sitting back there, dropping back too far, and going to a second and third read every single time and putting his team in a bad position.
I agree, but I think Kansas City's defense has stepped up a lot throughout the year. They've
You're right.
grown. They've held a lot of good teams under 20, 25 points. I think if they do that in this game, no brainer.
For sure.
Chiefs will win this game. I look for the Chiefs, honestly, to open it up more with Kelsey. He only had 4 catches for 58 yards in that first game. Also, Mahomes, we're talking about him not dropping back, not ad-libbing. He had -1 rushing yards in that first matchup.
Oh, wow.
So if he does drop back and something breaks down, I know Watt's going to be there.
Merciless is playing well.
Joseph will be back.
Yeah.
They got some guys that can hawk him down, but I look for him to have over 50 yards rushing in this game.
Mahomes.
Yeah, of course. He pulls it down. If they're locking up, they're playing man. The Texans do like to blitz every now and then. I think they could get caught in some bad spots like the Ravens did earlier this year when they lost to Kansas City, with Mahomes breaking out and running for that first down, maybe on 3rd and long when they lock up. So I look for him to have a big game. I just look for Andy Reid is a genius, an offensive genius.
How many Super Bowls has he won?
You give him...
Let me ask you the question.
0.
Okay.
But he's still an offensive genius.
Yeah, true that. But I think it's time.
It could
He's had a lot of chances, a lot of playoff appearances, NFC, AFC championships.
Yep. He's been there, but he can't win the big one. But you know what? This isn't that big one yet that he can't win.
Very
He can
true.
win this one.
Yeah.
He's been here before. He can take this one home. Kansas City, in my mind, is just he's gonna take this one over. Look, like I said, Andy Reid. I'm going 37-24.
That big?
So high-scoring game.
Wow. What's the money line, man? You didn't give me the line.
So the spread is Kansas City -9.5. I'm glad you brought this up. So 9.5 is a lot of points, right? The Ravens are laying it to the Titans, but they didn't play earlier this year. This is a team that went into your house and beat you earlier this year. And Vegas is still disrespecting.
And you're going
by
to go
saying
at that big of a margin?
2 scores. They're saying 2 scores. So I'm with Vegas on this one. This is my pick of the week. Me's money move, whatever you want to call it. Pick of the week. Kansas City. Kansas City's taking this one. 2 scores. That's disrespectful to Houston, but I'm on Vegas' side because Vegas has been open for years and there's a reason.
I like Vegas.
You love Vegas.
Can we do a show out in Vegas?
No, because I'm getting married and we need that.
What does that got to do with anything? I go out, there's nothing wrong with going to Vegas and enjoying dinner and some shows and maybe take your lady, which it is her birthday today. She did not want the shout out, but shout out to Mrs. Me, or soon to be Mrs. Me.
Happy birthday,
Happy
babe.
birthday.
Thanks for letting us film this on your birthday. You're a trooper.
Hey, that's a winner, man. That is a winner. What are we talking about?
I gave my score. You went on this Vegas rant.
Because I love Las Vegas.
Trying to get to Vegas. Every time we're talking about New Year's, thank God we got past New Year's. Because he kept going, maybe they want to go to Vegas for New Year's. Maybe you want to go to Vegas for New Year's.
I was at home having a pajama party.
Nice. That's the opposite of Vegas. There are no pajamas out there. All right, who do you have? I said 37-24. It's my pick of the week. Chiefs.
37-24.
Take it to the house.
Man, Deshaun Watson is a winner. He's a winner. He's a winner.
How many
in
Super
Clemson.
Bowls has he won?
All right,
He did win a national championship 2 years ago.
Yeah, give the guy a chance. All right, give the guy a chance. But I'm with you on this one. But I don't think the Chiefs cover the spread.
Oh, there you go.
I think the Chiefs beat them by 3 or 7. I'll give it what? Maybe I'll say 4. 28-24. Kansas City Chiefs. The elements will get to the Houston Texans, I believe. Is it going to snow?
There might already be snow on the field.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think it's going to snow.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans, 28-24. I don't think they beat them by more than 9. Deshaun Watson is too big of a competitor. DeAndre Hopkins, Kenny Stills. Is Fuller playing? I saw he was questionable. They have weapons, man. They have weapons. They can run the ball. Their defense is stout. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like you're saying.
Blowout. They're lucky to be in this game.
You know what? You got a good point because the Bills blew it.
That was their
They
Super
blew
Bowl.
it big
They're
time.
done. Take Kansas City to the house.
Okay.
Moving on. Last game of the weekend, which is a weird time for me. I know I'm going to sound old here, but I thought these games were always 1-4. Now it's 3:05 and 6:40.
You sound what the kids say, wash.
I want to be having a pajama party in this game. Seahawks at Packers at 6:40 Eastern time, 9 o'clock. I'm going to be hungover from the Ravens game, in my pajamas, drinking tea.
What kind of tea?
So Seattle went into Philly last week and won as an underdog. Knocked Wentz out of the game. When I think of this matchup, though, Packers, Seahawks. I'm dating myself here, too. I think of 2003 wild card. I think of overtime. I think of the coin flip. I think of Matt Hasselbeck leaning in and saying, we're going to take the ball and we're going to score. And then picked it up on the mic.
Stupid!
And he threw a pick to the house for Al Harris. Game over. He threw a touchdown, but it was to the wrong team. I think of this rivalry dating back to that. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a hard-fought match.
Wasn't this the Des Bryant catch game?
No, that's
Cowboys,
the Cowboys.
That's the Cowboys.
Sorry. We'll rewind that. The Packers are getting a lot of heat because they haven't played anybody, they said, but they beat everybody in their schedule. They're 13-3. They got the first round bye. Like, what more can they ask for? They could have had the number 1 seed if Seattle would have gotten another yard on the last game against the Niners. They would be number 1. The Saints would still be in it because they would have had a bye. So that's another story.
Relax, big dog.
So, can Russell Wilson go into Lambeau and win this game?
It wasn't that impressive of a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are extremely banged up. From the report I seen today, Josh McCown was playing with a torn hamstring in the second quarter.
And he's 50. No offense.
Yeah, he is. He's got some age on him. And man, shout out to Josh McCown, man. What a hell of a career that guy's had.
That was a great press conference he had. Emotional, talking about his family, his wife, everybody who's been with him 17 years in the league.
16, 17 years, yeah.
And he finally got in some playoff action. Got him, like you said about Andy Reid, got him close, got him in the red zone, just couldn't get him in the end zone.
Philadelphia, all their stars were injured.
Yeah, they put up a heck of a fight.
Especially on the offensive side of the ball. I feel really good about Seattle going into Green Bay and upsetting these guys.
Okay. What? Tell me why.
Russell Wilson. But I'm going to tell you why it might be an issue. That offensive line. Last week, Fletcher Cox up the middle. He put a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson.
He did. He's a big boy.
Yes, he is. But I don't know if anybody from the Packers would scare the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks like Fletcher Cox did or get that pressure. But you do have to worry about the two Smith boys coming off the edge, Darius and Preston. They're going to have
They
to
can
find.
get there.
They can definitely get there. So for me, my X factor for the Seattle Seahawks, if they're going to win this game, if they're going to pull it out, they're going to go into Lambeau, snowy Lambeau. I believe it's supposed to snow if it's probably not already snowing.
They have fans. They're paying fans to shovel the stadium right now.
Hey man, you gotta love the culture in Green Bay. That was one of my favorite stadiums to play in. If I had to go, usually I loved, when I was playing, I loved being in the comfort of our own stadium. You know, being in our own locker room, having our fans nice and chill. But going to Green Bay, it was just a different kind of atmosphere.
Wasn't it cold?
I don't mind the cold. Obviously, I went to Chicago for 3 years.
I did visit. It was very cold.
Yeah, you did. You were one of, not many of my friends came to see me.
Slept in your garage in 5-degree weather. Got locked out of the house.
Wasn't nobody coming to Chicago. I was like, are any of my friends going to come see me? No, I think you came a few times. A couple of my buddies did. So that's why we're here. Is that why we're here?
But you like Lambeau.
I love Lambeau. I love playing in Lambeau.
Because you love cheese?
I'm not really too high on cheese. I'm trying to watch this weight. I'm trying to slim down. This is a 2X shirt. I haven't fit a 2X in a long time.
So are you calling the upset, though?
Yeah, I think that's what I said.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be because of Russell Wilson. And DK Metcalf, he got past he got past the defense of the Philadelphia Eagles so much last game. He really impressed me. They're going to have to find an answer for him. Russell Wilson always finds a way to get it done. He's extremely accurate. Jadeveon Clowney on the defensive side of the ball, he wreaked havoc for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he had TFLs, pressures. I like the Seattle Seahawks in this game.
Score.
I don't think it's going to be that high of a scoring game.
They're getting 4.5. Over under is 47, which is kind of low. So Vegas thinks it's going to be low, but they're getting 4.5.
I'll go 27-24.
Seahawks
Seahawks.
with the upset.
Yes.
Okay. Seahawks are 8-1 on the road this year.
That's an impressive stat.
8-1. A lot of that's because of Russell Wilson. But last week, 64 yards rushing is all they had against that banged-up Philadelphia team. Could be because of Fletcher Cox, like you said. Russell Wilson threw the ball 30 times, over 30 times. I don't think that's the recipe they need to win this week against Green Bay. That defense is too good. Green Bay has 17 interceptions this year. That's ranked third defensively. I think a lot of that comes from the pass rush. Like you said, the Smith brothers, you got Clay Matthews. I think that banged up offensive line, like you said, I think they're going to not be able to protect Wilson as much. I think Green Bay is going to win this game. I don't think Seattle's going to be able to score that much. They're going to need Lynch to step up. And we're going to have to.
This is his game.
We're going to have to find out how many Skittles he ate in the offseason. Is he still in shape?
He has to be in shape because they signed him. I just think he has to get in football shape. They're going to have to lean a lot on Marshawn Lynch. Bring the energy. Bring a big run. He has been known to show himself when it comes to playoff time. Unfortunately, I was there for the beast mode run. On the sideline, we were trying to make a little comeback.
You said it, not me.
I did say it, but they need him. They really need him this game. You said Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews is with the Rams.
My fault.
It's all good. I had one slip up. You had one slip up.
Rewind that one.
No, we're not rewinding it.
So, Seattle's defense, though, is far removed from that Legion of Boom. They're ranked 19th in scoring. They're giving up a lot of points. And this offense for Green Bay is very potent. You might have the Smith brothers on defense. How about the Aaron brothers on offense? You got Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones with 18 touchdowns this year. He led the league for most of the season. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make the big plays that need to happen early. I think Aaron Jones is going to shut it down late. I'm going 27-10 in a low-scoring affair, like you said.
27-10.
I don't think it's close. I just don't think Seattle has the offensive power this year. Yeah, DK Metcalf, but you can go to one guy.
Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is Marshawn Lynch coming out party. You need 2 or 3 games. You need 2 or 3 games to get yourself in football shape. They brought him in on a Wednesday. Okay, you knew he wasn't going to play much in Week 17. Now you had one playoff game. He's getting his feet wet. 27-10.
27-10.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be close. Packers, take them. I went all chalk. 4 favorites this week. It's not like me.
No, it's not. I thought you were going to kind of, take a little risk here and there.
I just think they say don't fall in love with what you see wild card weekend. A lot of people watch those games. They were great games last weekend. It was great for the NFL. Every game was competitive. They were fun to watch, except for the Saints game with the outcome. But you don't fall in love with what you see because now those teams are kind of banged up and they're going to play much better teams. Yeah. These teams have been sitting there for 2 weeks, game planning, resting. Vegas has these lines pretty high, except for this Packers one. They're all 7 points or higher, and it's for a reason. I go with Vegas every time. Bring it back up for you.
Vegas has been wrong, but I get it. You're right. The Packers have a lot of rest. Seahawks had to travel all the way to the East Coast. Now they got to go back home, and now they got to go Midwest into not really their element. So we'll see. I like the Seahawks.
So there you go. Saturday we're going Niners, Ravens. Sunday we're going Kansas City. I'm sorry, I took Kansas City. You took Houston to cover. You think Kansas City will win the game in a close one?
Yeah, I think Kansas City will win.
And I took the Packers in a blowout, and you took the Seahawks to win outright. That could be your. We don't even have upset specials in playoffs, but that could be your upset special.
I want it, man. I believe in Russell Wilson.
There you go. Maybe to a fault. We'll find out. We're gonna order some food and check out what Bond Street has to offer. We'll be back after this.